Yeah, Judy Shelton pretty much knocked it out of the park today on CNBC, went after the Fed, basically completely dressed down the entire Federal Reserve at just how incompetent they are. Again, I'm a huge fan of Judy Shelton. I am. But I was thrilled. Many of the things that we've been teaching here on the program in regards to how we should be handling the economy, again, she talked about just letting the rates set where they're going to, letting the free market decide where the rates are going to be, getting the Fed out of all of these mandates. And again, she went at the credibility of the Federal Reserve. And she made the point that, guess what? Americans, and I don't know how long this is going to last. I know Ron Paul was pushing this for a while, audit the Fed. I think Americans are a little tired of the Federal Reserve. It's kind of getting to that emperor has no clothes point. I'm hoping that that's the case. Again, you watch the business programs out there that they fawn all over these economists that have never had a real job in their entire lives. Again, Shelton pointing that out as well on CNBC today. And they tempered it because, again, they've got their lineup. They got their go-to members of the Fed and ex-members of the Fed. Got to have all these economists on that, again, have never built a business in their entire lives, never had to come up with a payroll, never had to come up with a marketing plan, business plan, you name it. Yet they are all powerful. All powerful. And what have I said here on this program? Federal Reserve blowing up bubbles and breaking stuff. Blowing up bubbles and breaking stuff since 1913. I was glad to see this today. Ron DeSantis, he's out there, trying to, put feelers out whether or not he's going to run for the presidency. But he is actually hitting out on a larger theme right now and actually talking about the failures of monetary policy in the Federal Reserve. Speaking in Naples, Florida, DeSantis criticized the Fed for contributing to inflation by printing trillions and trillions of dollars. That's right. He's right. Fed is supposed to be independent, but they're not independent. They just, again, they go along with whatever fiscal policy is being thrown out there rather than opening up their mouths. Again, it's not just Biden, it's Trump too. That obviously is going to create inflationary pressures, he stated. And so people were saying that this was always going to happen. They didn't want to listen. And so you had inflation start to percolate, criticized Jerome Powell for calling inflation transitory before realizing the mistake. Again, they all said it was transitory. Again, why do we continue to look to these people that are always wrong? Always wrong. Again, if you got a weatherman, your local, back in the days, local weatherman would tell you what's going on. You didn't have the apps and all that stuff. The weatherman was wrong all the time. Are you going to continue to listen to that weatherman? So then what does the Fed do? Jerome Powell, they start hiking rates very rapidly, said DeSantis, and that's causing dislocations in the banking sector. It's causing individuals to suffer just because they took their eye off the ball and didn't know what they were doing. And, I think the Fed has done a horrible job over these last few years, and they really are creating potential significant turmoil in the economy going forward. And listen, it's much deeper than that. I wish DeSantis said last couple of years. How about the last couple of decades? How about the last couple of decades and then some? Let's just look at one folly after another. Going back to Greenspan. Oh, yeah, rational exuberance. But again, let's get everybody continue to borrow money and buy stocks. Ben Bernanke. Oh, yeah, the housing market is solid. It's solid ground. One miss after another miss after another miss. And again, I don't have a PhD in economics. In fact, we don't have a single PhD in economics working at Markowski Investments. I wouldn't waste my time nor money on that, but we've managed to see all of this stuff. What's that tell you? Do we still need a Federal Reserve? You ever ask the question, why? Well, what's the point? You ever think, maybe, what if we got rid of the entire thing? What if we dismantled the entire structure? What if we allowed the free market to reign when it came to rates here in the United States? Wow. No tinkering at all. That would be great. That type of free market, that appeals to a lot of businesses out there. It appeals to a lot of businesses. And again, it would stop the stupid bubble machine. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.